Okay, good morning, students. Welcome to once again for our lattice theory lecture. So we will see today equivalent definition of lattice, two lattices. Two definitions of lattice. For that, let me share my screen. Fine. So if you see the, last class, what we have discussed here is the following: that we have defined a lattice as a poset. Then, by taking as a yes as an algebra, we have defined. And first result what we have proved here is that if by taking a lattice as a poset and defining two operations, this meet and join, we know that this is also a lattice. We have to show this thing is a lattice, we have proved all these properties, right? Then the second second one which we have discussed is the reverse way. Okay, that we will see now. So most here we will be discussing the following. So far what we have seen here is, I can write as a recall, is that the following theorem we have proved. If this L and this relation, if it is a lattice, then by defining meet and join as A meet B is what? Infimum of A comma B, and A join B as supremum of A comma B. We in that this L, this algebra L meet, together with meet and join, is also a lattice. Okay, this we have seen last class. Now we go the other way. That means half of the part proof we also seen this one. So start with an algebra. That means let an algebra L and some meet and join a lattice. So we started an algebra as a lattice. Can we get a lattice as a poset? Okay. So to get a poset, we need a partial ordering. For that, what we will define? We define A less than or equal to B if and only if A meet B is equal to. So we define a relation whenever A meet B is A, then A is less than or equal to B. With this respect, with this relation, then result is this A together with this relation is a poset, not only poset, and is a also a lattice. So that means from given a lattice as an algebra, we are getting a lattice as a poset, right? So proof is you can easily prove that it is a poset. What is meant by proving something is a poset? What is meant by showing that something is a poset? We have to make sure that it is. The first claim we will prove this as a two claims. First claim is as a poset. Okay, this is a poset. That means we have to show that first relation is reflexive, right? So A is less than or equal to A because what is the reason? Whenever if we want to prove one element is less than the other, we should always keep in mind that when you meet with, you should get the left hand one, right? Because A meet A is A. Why A meet A is A? Yes, yes. स्क्रीन नहीं दिखाई दे रहे तो पहले से बोलना है ना. स्क्रीन शेयरिंग है ना. स्क्रीन नहीं दिखाई दे रहे क्या आप लोग को? हाँ, ओके. So A meet A is equal to A. This is because our lattice is given to be an algebra. Our algebra is a lattice, so therefore it is true by idempotent, right? So as a idempotent, we have this, right? Oh, fine. Then second one, so therefore it is reflexive, right? This implies this is reflexive. Now, what is second one? We want to prove antisymmetric, right? So start with let A is less than or equal to B and B is less than or equal to A. We want to show that A is equal to B. But what is the meaning of this relation? What is meant by saying A is less than or equal to B? Huh? When we say that A is less than or equal to B, this you should always keep in mind. What is our relation? Huh? Our relation is this: A is less than or equal to B if and only if A meet B is equal to A. That means whenever it is given, we can use this, and whenever we know this, we can conclude this, right? So now what we have here, A is less than or equal to B, we know. So if A is less than or equal to B means what? A meet B is same as what? A. Very good. And what is meant by B is less than or equal to A? By the definition, B meet A is B. This clear? Whatever left hand side we have, that should be equal to this. Are you following? Now, but we know that our lattice, our algebra is a lattice, so it commutative. So A is equal to A meet B, but A meet B is same as B meet A because of commutativity. But B meet A is same as B. This shows that A is equal to, is this clear? That proves antisymmetric. Next one, the next one is transitivity. So start with let A is less than or equal to B and B is less than or equal to C. Somehow what we have to prove? We have to prove that A is less than or equal to C, right? So to prove A is less than or equal to C, we have to show that A meets C is same as A. That we have to keep in mind, right? Fine. But from this given data, what we will conclude immediately? A meet B is equal to A and B meet C is equal to B, left hand side, right? Now we have to check A meet C. We have to show that A meet C is A meets C. If we show that A, then A is less than or equal to C. How we'll do from here? So here, this A meet in place of B, I can use this one. In place of this B, I can use this B meet C or not. Suppose if I write A meet B meet C is equal to A, right? Are you following? Now we know that. Huh? Any problem? A meet B is A, right? A meet B is A. Then in place of this B, what I substituted is, we know that B is same as B meet C, right? So therefore A meet B meet C is actually A only. Now using associativity, I can write this as A meet B, then meet C is equal to E. So what I have used here is associate. But what we know about A meet B? Our A meet B is A again. So A meet C is equal to A, we have proved. That means what? A is less than or equal to, so that proves it is transitive. Is this clear? Therefore, our whatever this is a poset. So we prove that first of all it is a poset. Now our second claim, we will prove that our claim 2 is, we'll prove that not only this is a poset, in fact it is more, it is a lattice. So what is meant by lattice? If you start with any two elements, infimum and supremum should exist. So start with two elements, let A comma B belongs to L. We want to show that infimum of A comma B and supremum of A comma B exist, right? So we prove that, we prove the infimum of A comma B is actually A meet B and We will prove supremum of this A comma B is A join. Okay. Then clearly in A meet B and A join B belongs to L. So therefore infimum and supremum exist. Is this clear? So this first one we have discussed already in first class, last class, but we can quickly write. Our claim is what? The infimum of A comma B is A meet B. So we want to show that this A meet B is greatest lower bound for this A and B, right? Clearly, this I can go little fast because last class also I explained. Clearly, A meet B, right? A meet B is, if I take A meet B, then meet with A, what I will get? Huh? A meet B and A. If I meet with, what I will get? Huh? A meet B or A? How? This is same as A meet B, right? You are not. You are just A. You are getting two times. So A meet A is A only. Are you following? This implies when I am trying to meet these two elements, I am getting this one. That shows that what is smaller one? A meet B is less than or equal to. Is this clear? When we try to meet with this, we are getting this element. So therefore this. Similarly, A meet B, then meet B is A meet B only. That shows that A meet B is again less than or equal to. So that proved that A meet B, therefore A meet B is a lower bound LB. I will write LB just for lower bound of this set A comma, right? Now we want to show that it is actually greatest lower bound. To show something is greatest, what you have to start with? Let C be a lower bound for this A comma B. Then we show that C is less than or equal to A meet B. Therefore, it will become greatest lower bound. Are you following? If C is a lower bound, that means we know that C is less than or equal to A and C is also less than or equal to, yes. Then using relation in terms of meet, what we have here is this A meet C or C meet A, whatever, is same as what? The left hand side. And similarly, B meet C is C again. Are you following? Yes. Now in this, you can use anything here. So A meet in place of this C. I can use this one now. In place of this C, I can use A meet. B meet C is C, but this is same as A meet B. Meet C is same as C, right? So when you are meeting these two elements, we are getting the one of the element. That means this is the smaller element or not. This shows that C is less than or equal to A meet B. Are you following? This is one element and this is another element. You are meeting these two elements, you are getting this C. It means C is less than or equal to A meet B. That shows that your A meet B is greatest among any other lower bound. Therefore, A meet B is nothing but infimum of A comma. Now, similarly, we will try to prove another one, which is A join B. We will show that A join B is nothing but supremum of this two elements A comma B. So first thing we should do here is we want to show that A join B is a upper bound for A and B and it should be the least upper bound. So why A is less than or equal to A join B? Can somebody tell why A is less than or equal to A join B? Because when you try to meet these two elements, what we get? This is an absorption law. By absorption identity, what is this? A meet A join B because this is nothing but A by absorption property. Are you following? Similarly, B is less than or equal to A join B because B meet A join B is again B. Are you following? So these two are nothing but absorption property. Absorption, you can call it identity. Okay, fine. So we have first we proved that this shows that A join B is an upper bound for this set A comma, right? We want to show that it is actually least upper bound. So again, whenever we want to say something is least, start with let C be an upper bound for this set A comma B, right? So what is the meaning of this? Again, it is an upper bound, so A is less than or equal to C and B is less than or equal to C. Whatever we did earlier, we are going in same parallel lines, so it is not a difficult one. Now this is relation in the form of meet is what? A meet C is A and B meet C is, right? Now because somehow we should deal with join, so we'll try to find what is the join of these two. So what can you say about now? What can you say about A join C? In place of this A, I can put it this one. Okay. In place of this A, I will put here A meet C. Now tell me what is this value? Whatever right hand side you have, what is this value? Use absorption property. What can you say about this A meet C join C? Is C only, right? That is second absorption identity. Very good. So A joins C. Similarly, what can you say about B joins C? In place of this B, I can put this one now. So B meet C join C, but this game as C. Is this clear? Now, our intention is what? We want to show that it is an upper bound. This is also an upper bound. We want to show that A join B is actually least upper bound. So we will try to meet with these two, right? So A join B meet C. What can you get? Then A join B meet C is, we want to simplify this. Somehow we have to get what? When A join B will become least upper bound if it is less than or equal to C, right? So when you simplify this, somehow we should get A join B only, right? So A join, so here we can write this in place of this C, we can use any one of this or any one of this we can use, right? Suppose if I start using A join B in place of this properly, we have to use this one of these things. Okay, can use it so that we get A join B. Suppose we have A in place of A we can write A meet C. Suppose A meet C in join B. So somehow this is same as join B only, right? A joins C, but from that we don't get anything, right? From that we don't get anything. Uh, have to take A join B. Join and to show this is somehow same as A join B only. Then A join B will become less than or equal to C. Uh, A join C. C. Suppose you try to, yes. So So this how we can prove. Very good. So you take A join B meet C. This you write as A join B. In place of this, suppose in place of this C, we will use here B join C. Okay. Now again we go here A join B, then meet. In place of this B, this C again we'll use A join C, right? So B join, in place of this C, in place of this C, what we will write this time? A join C. So A join C. Now using what you have here is using that associativity. This you can write as A join B, then join C. This clear? Now this is like your one element, and that same element is you have here. Just call it like, for example, D meet D join C, right? Just for understanding. If you assume like this, then what is this value? By absorption property, D meet D join C is same as D. Therefore, it is same as A join B. So therefore, we have proved that A join B meet with C is A join B. This implies A join B is actually less than or equal to C. That shows that this is the least among all upper bounds, right? Therefore, we proved that our supremum of A comma B is nothing but A join, right? Now, as L, say algebra, or you can say it is a lattice, or even algebra is sufficient. The algebra, what we have here is A meet B and A join B belongs to L, because they are binary operations. This implies infimum of A comma B, right, and supremum of A comma B, they also belongs to exist, right? That shows that this L, whatever we have considered this L, the lattice, right? Yes. So we shown that if you take lattice as an algebra, then we got lattice as a poset. It is a very interesting result. These two are very useful, that you can go from anywhere to anywhere, right? Let's now understand this one with an example, or we write it pictorially and see what we have observed here. Okay. So now we conclude these three results, two results. So what we have seen here is, you can observe the following, that if L and the lattice, this gives to what? L, then meet and join, right? Where, what is this meet? A meet B, how it is defined? Infimum of A comma, right? And A join B is supremum of A comma. This is first observation. That means you are getting a lattice as an algebra from lattice as a poset. That is our first result. What is second one? If you have L, then algebra, so this is a poset, and what we have here is the algebra lattice, right? So this is a your not only lattice, it is actually a it is algebra but a lattice. Then from this we are getting a poset. Not only that is a poset, it is actually a lattice, right? And what is the operation we are doing here? Here A is less than or equal to B if and only if A meet B is equal to A. You can observe here, you can also give it in the form of, this is same as if and only if A join B is B. Can somebody see why this one? In a lattice, in a algebra, A meet B is A if and only if A join B. So that is what we are saying here is A meet B A in this one. Okay, if and only if A join B is B. Why? What is the reason? By simply using absorption property you will get it. Why? Can you see why this is true? Suppose A meet B is A, then you want to prove that A join B is B. But what is our A? I can write in place of A, I can write A meet B. Then you are joining with What is this one by absorption property? What you will get here? B is bigger here, right? So you get B. Are you following? Similarly, now suppose the other way. Suppose A join B is B. Then you want to find the value of A meet B and you want to show it is same as A. So A meet, in place of B, I can substitute this one now. If I substitute A join B, what I will get? This is again by absorption property A1. So no matter whether we define here with respect to meet or with respect to join, both are correct. Are you following? So that's why any one of them is sufficient. So you can write this. Okay. Or this is not necessary. You can, as it is by default, it is as it is true. That is the proof of this. Proof for this is okay. Fine. Now one can ask a question. The following question is: we have L as a lattice. From this, we are going to an algebra as a lattice, and from this, so I will write simply L, then LA, because LA is just to say it is a algebra. Now from this LA, we are getting a poset. Are you following? When given a lattice as an algebra, we also get a poset that we denote by LAP, because this poset is coming from this one. Yeah. Right? Is this clear? We have L as a poset. Then we got as an algebra, which is a lattice. All are we are talking about lattices only. Now from this lattice as an algebra, we are getting again one more poset. Now question is whether these two are equal or not. Whether these two are equal or not. So let me repeat again. We started with a lattice as a partial order poset. Now we have gone from that lattice to a lattice algebra. From that lattice algebra, again we are getting a poset, lattice poset. Is this clear? Now question is whether these two are same. What can you think? What do you think of? The answer is yes, they are actually same. Okay, so that means L together with this relation may be different from this relation. We just simply denote like this. So from L you take lattice algebra, then again for that you apply whatever you get is same. This is question number 1. We will do it. First, understanding questions are important. Second one you can do in the other way. That means you start with first a algebra which is a lattice. This, but we know that it provides a lattice as a poset, right? Now this one also distributes. That means from this we will also get an algebra. So I will denote that by LPA. Are you following? Now what is your question? We started with a lattice as an algebra. Then we got a poset. Then from that poset we got again an algebra. Is these two are equal, right? Whether they are equal, again answer is yes, right? Now let me, proof is very simple. It is understanding things. How you will understand how the relations are defined is most important. If I want to show that this lattice, if I want to show that these two, if I want to show that this one, okay, and this one both are same, what is the meaning of that? Whatever relation is here, that relation should be same here. Is this clear? That means if I take two elements A and B, if they are related, this also they should be related, right? If I prove that relations are same here as well as here, partial ordering, okay, then they are actually equal, because set is same, only how you are getting relation is different. Is this clear? Similarly here, you want to show that if you take any two elements here, they should have similar relation here also, right? Fine. So let's see first one how we do that. So here we will prove this. So you can easily prove this. So we can just state as the theorem and then we will prove it. It is not a difficult one. So what you have to understand here is theorem is that this you take L as a lattice, then you get lattice as an algebra, then you get a poset again. This is same as what your original. Is this clear? This is your first one. Then the second one, you consider L uh, as a lattice algebra. Then for this L, you get a poset, and from that poset you get again algebra. Okay, these two should be same. How will prove it? What is the proof? It's very simple. First one, we have L. From this L we are getting, so I will write this, then I will write the how they are defined, then we can easily understand. So from this what we will get, we get algebra, right? From this again I get a lattice as a poset. So we should understand what is relation here and how meet and join defined here and how the relation is defined here, right? So for this any a comma b is here, right? Suppose a is less than or equal to b here. I want to show that those two elements also have same relation here. So suppose before writing this, just understand first what is the relation. How this meet and join are defined here? How a meet b is defined here? Infimum of a comma b, and how a join b is defined here is supremum of a comma. Now how this relation is defined here? How from a algebra how poset is defined? That means how a is less than or equal to b is defined. If and only if, what is the relation? Here this theorem we have defined, right? This theorem whatever we have discussed, what is that relation? A is less than or equal to b. Here if and only if a meet b is same as a. Are you following? So from a poset point of view, you will get a lattice, algebra lattice, by defining meet and join as infimum and supremum. And from algebra, how you will get lattice? By defining relation a less than or equal to b as a meet b is equal to a. Now start with, we will show here if any two elements a is less than or equal to b here, then we will show that they are also here, right? Start with let a is less than or equal to b in this L. Just I want to make sure to differentiate these things, we will get this, right? Now because a is less than or equal to b here, what can you say about their join and meet in this one? Then what is a meet b in LA here? Are you following? What can you say about a meet b? Here a meet b, we know it is actually by definition infimum of a comma b, but here you are already having a is less than or equal to b. Because a is less than or equal to b, what can you say about infimum? Infimum of a comma b is what? Because a is already a lower bound, so it is the greatest lower bound. Are you following? So therefore we got a meet b is equal to a here, right? So we have a meet b is equal to a in this one, right? This implies, what can you say about a and b in this lattice? That means how relation is defined in lattice here? If whenever their meet is this, then they are less than or equal to. Are you following? Right? Any problem? Because a meet b is equal to a, because of a meet b is equal to a, what I can conclude here? A is less than or equal to b. So we started with a is less than or equal to b here, and we shown that a is also less than or equal to b in this lattice also. That means they preserve this order relation, partial order. Is this clear? Therefore, this lattice is same as this lattice. You can take any element here. I mean, this you can actually, you can do it in this way if necessary. Are you following? So a relation here, a and b are related here, they are also related here. Whenever they are related here, they are also related here. Is this clear? That shows that these two are actually same lattices, right? Therefore, we have proved that L A P, okay, is same as L with L relation. Similarly, what is second one? What is second one? We want to show that If you start with a lattice as an algebra, then go to as a poset, then again come as a algebra, you will coming to same lattice. That is what you should understand, right? So just like how we did first one, we can quickly go through it. From this lattice, what we will get, I'll write LP because I am getting a as a poset, right? Then from this LP, this whatever you have as a, I can again get a lattice, right? We want to show that these two are same, right? Ah, here what is meant by saying these two are same? Whenever you have two elements here, a comma b, right? Assume that they have some relation here with, then you want to show that they are also having. Okay, so let a comma b in L such that a is less than or equal to b. Okay, a and b are related. Are you following? That means it is from this. So what is the meaning of that? A is less than or equal to b with respect to this poset. What is the meaning of this? A meet b is same as a, right? Now if a meet b is same as a, how you understand from here? That means what I want to say is that a meet b here is same as a meet b here, right? Are you following? Just for your understanding, if you want, you can put it like this, just for understanding. Our aim is to show that a meet b is same as a meet prime b. Are you following? How we'll show this? So this a, is it same as a meet prime b is the question. From here to here, what is the relation? From here to here, what is the relation? How we are getting? That you should understand. From a lattice as a poset, how you will get lattice as an algebra? Here a meet is how you define infimum and supremum or not? How many times I should repeat it? This is nothing but infimum of these two elements and this is supremum of these two elements, right? Okay. Now if a is less than or equal to b, as a is less than or equal to b, what is this infimum of a comma b will become? Is a only, right? Are you following? So therefore a meet prime, just I am using this notation, is nothing but by definition it is infimum of a comma b, but in that case it is same as a, and here we already having a meet b is equal to a, right? A meet b is equal to a or not? A is less than or equal to b if we assume, therefore a meet b is same as a, and we are also proved that therefore a meet b is a, which is also same as a meet prime b. That proves that a meet b is same as a meet prime. Similarly you can prove join using this relation. Is this clear? So that shows that if you have two elements which are related, then their operation here is same as their operation here, right? That means therefore if you start with an algebra, okay, then you go to as a poset, then from that poset if you come back to algebra again, what you get is same. They are actually same, right? So it is just like a cycle. You can understand here, it's just like a cycle. So from L you go to LA, from LA if you go to LAP, what you get here is same as this. Similarly you have L, then if you go to LP, and from LP if you go to LPA, they are actually same. Is this diagram clear? It's just like cycle. From one place if you go and come back, it is same as same, right? This is all about a nice interesting two definitions, equivalent definitions of lattice, and how you can go from one place to the other. Is this clear? Theorem results, a very interesting result. Now we just seen this section will end with the following two definitions which are weaker than what is meant by lattice. What we know, if we recall what is meant by lattice, L is a lattice if infimum of a comma b, okay, and supremum of a comma b exists. Now one can ask, if only this exists but this does not exist, can we give it that name? We can call it that as a definition. Okay, you can call it a meet semi-lattice. Meet semi-lattice. Also you can define joint semi-lattice. Okay, so they are not actually lattices, but somewhat weaker. If you make our condition somewhat weaker, then what we get is, one is called meet semi-lattice, the other one is, so what is by definition here? This, if only one condition we require, that means if A meet B, okay, exists, or you can call it infimum. You just write this as, so if this infimum, or you can call it A meet B, belongs to L, for every A comma B belongs to L, or this is same as saying that infimum of A comma B exists. Okay, if infimum of A comma B exists, then we say it is meet semi-lattice. Similarly, what is meant by joint semi-lattice? If supremum of A comma B exists for every A comma B in L, or you can call it A joint B, just to notation. Okay, A joint B exists for every A comma B in L, then we call it as a joint semi-lattice. Are you following? Now, if satisfied, that means I can write lattice as meet semi-lattice plus. So if your poset is a meet semi-lattice as well as joint semi-lattice, then you can call it that as a lattice. Okay, so you can also define in this way, that if you define first as a semi-lattices, then a poset is said to be a lattice if it is both meet lattice as well as joint semi-lattice, then we can call it that as a lattice. This clear? That means sometimes this meet semi-lattice may also be useful. Sometimes joint semi-lattice may also be useful, because it is somewhat better than just a poset, right? So meet semi-lattice, in the sense you can understand that if you given any two elements, then definitely there is a meet exists for both of them. That means infimum exists for both of them. Okay, there is no guarantee that supremum exists. For some elements supremum may exist. So can you think of some example for meet semi-lattice? So if you observed our example, whatever with the diagram we have drawn last time. So if you see this example, even though we have not defined in terms of picture, but you can try to understand this. Okay, and we can try to understand this. This one, whatever you have, this is a meet semi-lattice or not? For this 0 a b, whatever you have here, this is meet semi-lattice, and whatever you have here, this is actually joint semi-lattice, right? If you combine these two, oh, we have seen already this 0 a b and 1, this is actually a lattice, right? Yes, very good. Now you can also think of just think, alright, you take n set of natural numbers, okay, and your relation is just division, suppose. Okay, you call it this is a division, that means a divides b, right? Now here, can you give something where, can you think of something which you will get semi lattice, semi lattice. Suppose if I take multiples, multiples of 2, that means what I have, 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on, right? Now if you take any two elements here, first of all you should understand that whether it satisfies all those conditions or not. You can check whether it is a poset or not. So I will take this as, suppose I will call it this just 2n, right? Now question is, this 2n comma this, is it a, is it a poset? Question is it a poset? That means whether it is anti-symmetric. They are all very clearly, you can check that, right? If see 2 divides for example 4 and 4 divides 8, so obviously 2 divide this division and all, it is not a problem, it is a poset. Now question is it a, is 2n meet semi lattice? Is it a meet semi lattice? That means if I take any two elements, then can I have infimum of those two elements? What should be your guess? Because 2 is always there here, right? 2 is the smallest element in this set, right? So if you take any two elements, at least 2 divides those two elements or not, right? So definitely you can give guarantee that among two elements there exists at least one lower bound, right? Among those lower bounds you can find greatest lower bound. How this graph look like? Can you start writing a pictorially, picture wise, how we can write here? I take this just to write this diagram. How you can write this diagram? Because we will put 2 below, then we have 4 here, are you following? Then we also have 6 here, then we also have 8. Is this clear? Then after this, what is the next one is 10, right? So I will write here, suppose 10. Then next one is 12, right? So where will be 12? 12 will be. Then after that, what is next one? 14. Where will be 14? 14, where we can put it? 14 is 14. I will put it somewhere here, right? Then next one, suppose after that 16, right? So 16, where we should put it? Here. Is this clear? Any problem? Now why I just explained here, I can put it here, then 18. Is this clear? Okay, then 20, where 20 you will get? Here you will get 20, and so on. It will be keep on going. Okay, so it is just never ending, will be keep on going. Now tell me, 8 and 16 if I take, what is the infimum of 8 and 16? Infimum of 8 and 16? For 8 and 16, what is the infimum? 4. Very good. So you can see that I have a this. For 4 and 10, what I have? For 4 and 10, 2 is the 2 is greatest lower bound. Is this clear? Right? If I take 20 and 18, for 20 and 18, can somebody tell what is 20 and 18? 2 only. Is this clear? For 18 and 12, 6. Okay. So you can easily check that wherever they don't have common factor other than 2, then 2 is the greatest lower bound. Otherwise, whatever you have, that you can take it. Is this clear? Similarly, you can define for, you can also think of an example for joint, semi-lattice and so on, that I will leave it here, right? This is concludes this small section which is about we have seen what is a lattice. So I can write as a summary here. So in the summary, we have seen lattice actually two definitions. One as a poset, right? As a poset, then as an algebra. We have seen two equivalent definitions, and we have discussed the relation among. We have discussed the relation among these two. Means somebody mute your microphone. So you have seen from L, you got suppose L as a poset, then I got an algebra. Then from an algebra, I got again as a poset. We have seen that they are same. And other one as a L, I will start as an algebra, then I get as a poset. Then from that poset, if I get one more time as an algebra, I get this. These two things we have seen. Then also we have seen, uh, we have defined what is meant by semi-lattice. That means meet, semi-lattice, and join semi-lattice. Okay. So here only one condition is required, that A, that means infimum. To take any two elements, then take their infimum. This should exist, okay, for all A comma B, and similarly supremum of A comma B. This should exist for all A comma. If it is done, then we know it is a semi. And if you combine these two, this combined with this, what you get here is a lattice. Okay. Then in next class, what we will see is whatever pictorial representation. That means how we can describe or how we can represent our lattice. So in next class, what we will see is we'll try to define what is meant by Hasse diagram. In our introduction, we have briefly explained, but now we go in detail what is meant by this Hasse diagram. For that, we should know what is meant by A covers B and how we represent that. All these things. Based on this, we can define Hasse diagram, and after that, we will go to some elements in lattice, important elements. You can call it irreducible element, all those things. Okay. Any doubts you have? Any doubts?